John Barry, ESPN Radio NBA analyst, the former NBA player on the call last night. Game 1, Hawks, Bucks. What do you think of Fritzy's analogy there that Trae Young needs to be more like Cinderella if they are a true Cinderella story?
Intriguing.
Okay.
I kind of like it. I mean, it's like, I think the Knicks fans have made him into a villain. He wasn't like this before. And I guess he's so upset. But he's got a right to do whatever the hell he wants right now with what he's doing.
Explain this to me, though, the Bucks' defensive philosophy against Trae Young. You know he's going to shoot. He took 34 shots. He missed 17. But these pick and rolls are, tell me what you think Milwaukee was trying to do, and now what adjustments can they make in Game 2?
Dan, he's taken 87 field goal attempts in his last 3 games. 87. Relentless energy. It's amazing. I mean, he's kind of reminding me of Allen Iverson. Excuse me. Well, I think what the Bucks did originally is that they said we're not going to let their 3-point shooters get going, and we're going to live with Trae Young coming off the high screen and roll. Our big is going to retreat, and we're going to give up the floater, and that's what he got early in the game. I think he had 12 or 15 points early, and they were all on floaters. He was 0 for 3 from 3. And so they're going to give up that floater and not give up threes. Second quarter, Jeff Teague came in the game. He went under the screen twice, and Trae Young hit 2 threes, and that really got him going. That was a huge mistake. Now, it's not going to really show up in a box score, but in the NBA playoffs, when you're supposed to do something and you don't do it, one time your coach is going to be mad. The second time, you're going to sit down and you're not going to return to the game if you're Jeff Teague. And that's exactly what happened. He didn't come back in the game in the second half. So the play it's unbelievably hard to stop. I mean, what other play in the NBA playoffs is better than that throughout these 3 rounds, other than Jay Crowder to DeAndre Ayton throwing it into the rim from out of bounds? There's no better play than what's going on. So they tried to switch it in the second half. They went small. The Bucks did. And what happened? Offensive rebounds. John Collins and Capella crushed him on the glass because they went small. So to me, they trapped as well at times. And I think that was the best thing that they did. I don't think they did that enough. That's what I would do. I got to get the ball out of this guy's hands and make somebody else shoot the ball to beat me.
But you played against John Stockton. You knew John was a pass-first point guard. These point guards now, these guards now, like they're not looking, Dame Lillard, Steph, when they come off the pick, they want to shoot it.
Ben Simmons wanting to shoot. I'm joking.
Okay.
Catch that.
Oh, wow. It's early. It's early.
You're right, but Trae does a good job. I mean, he's going to read that big. If that big retreats, he's going to go ahead and shoot the floater. And if the big comes up, he does a great job of wraparound passes to the big or the lob pass to Collins or Capella. I mean, he is as smart as they come coming off that high screen and roll. He uses a burst of speed to make that big, make a commitment. And, he's torching people with this play. And last night certainly wasn't any different.
A couple of my guys earlier this morning, we were looking at the shimmy by Trae Young. And a couple of my guys said he was just resetting, like he had time to reset. And I go, no. He's saying, oh, no one out here? I'm going to give you a little of this, and then I'm going to stick a jumper right in your mug. Do you think that he was, kind of having a little bit of fun, a Steph Curry moment for Trae Young last night?
Man, he created so much space. It was unbelievable. I mean, Drew Holiday got turned around. You remember Scott Brooks back in the day when he was with the Knicks and he got turned around by Allen Iverson? I mean, it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Like, he created about 12 feet of space, and I think he was more surprised that he was that open. I mean, I think it was John Collins that was close to him, and no one even made a run.
I know.
No one even made a run at him. I mean, so he was just kind of like, and as shooters know, that typically is a harder shot, right? When you have all the time in the world, and no one's coming at you because he never gets that, and he still knocked it in.
I think people have a hard. I think people look at Steph Curry as more polarizing because he did the shimmy and the mouthpiece and the whole thing like that. I said Trae Young's got to win more to become polarizing. I think there's still a fascination somebody that size is able to do what he's doing. Would you say that's a fair assessment of Trae?
Yeah, I think, yeah. It was funny, like 2 weeks ago, I'm sitting at the men's grill and we're talking Luka Doncic, Trae Young. And 2 weeks ago, I'd have said it's not even close who I'd rather have. Now, the guy's delivering. And you can say what you want about both players, and this guy is. I mean, what he's doing in the playoffs is unbelievable.
Okay,
I mean,
who would you rather build around? If I give you Trae, I give you Luka.
Okay, I'm still leaning Luka.
Okay,
but as these playoffs continue to go on, this guy's making a case. What I don't understand, why don't any of these teams go at him defensively? Did you see last night? He had one possession where he got to Giannis, got switched on Giannis.
I know.
Line. He looked around like, wait, why am I guarding somebody? Where the hell is my team? Come over here and get me off of him. And that's what Atlanta does a great job of. Whenever he gets in a situation where he's got to really guard somebody, they come out and bail him out. But I'd go at him. Obviously, you can't do it with PJ Tucker, but put him in some pick and rolls and see if you can get him to switch and try to take advantage of it.
I don't like the Greek freak bringing the ball up the court. Am I nitpicking here, John?
I hate it. When we've seen it, year after year, him at the top of the key at some point with a defense built to stop him from getting to the paint and guys that can't make shots. The 3-point shooting from Milwaukee, they were 31% coming into tonight in the playoffs or last night. They shot 22% last night, 8 for 36. Yeah. I mean, Middleton goes 0 for 9. I like when he's on the mid or on the baseline 15 feet out. Very difficult to double team there. He went baseline a couple times where it looked like he was going out of bounds and reached over and dunked the ball. I mean, that's a good spot for Giannis to be. I don't like the top either.
Talking to John Barry, the ESPN Radio NBA analyst. He was on the call Game 1 last night, the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio, Hawks and the Bucks. Chris Paul is probable for tonight's game. Wouldn't he either be cleared or not cleared to play? Like, it sounds a little gray that he's probable for tonight's game.
Well, I think Phoenix is putting that out there just to leave some doubt. I mean, that's what all these coaches do is we're not going to give you anything. I mean, we do our Zoom calls in the morning and I ask, well, what's the matchup here? Who's going to get, well, I can't tell you. Like, who do you think what am I going to do? I'm not going out there to guard him. You don't have to worry about it. It's like, so yeah, I think he's either in or out. They know right now whether he's in or out, right?
Yeah. I would assume that he would be.
Thing from the NBA that he's being told when he's allowed to play. So they know. I don't know why the NBA doesn't say this is the day that Chris Paul becomes available, because there is a day.
And also watching that inbounds pass, if you look at the Clippers' defensive strategy there, Boogie Cousins, I think, is playing for a pick and pop for Devin Booker, and he's not even thinking about an alley-oop. And even when he's there, he can't jump anymore. And so he just got his arms up. And, I mean, it was a great call by Monty Williams. I just question what the Clippers were looking at, John, or expecting.
Well, I don't know why. I actually I was here in Milwaukee, and I was at an Italian restaurant with the 3 officials that did the game last night. So they hand the ball to Crowder, and I see where Zubats is, and I'm like, what is Zubats doing? Where do you think DeAndre Ayton's going? He's going to the rim.
Yeah. So
he should have been just standing right at the rim. Anything that gets thrown there, jump as high as you can and knock it away. He's standing there, so he allows himself to get back screened by Booker. And then Batum is guarding Booker. He doesn't step over and stop Ayton's progress to get to the rim. I mean, he at least has to do that. Yeah. And then if he does a Derek Fisher and catches it and throws it in from, the free throw line, you got to live with that. That's a hell of a lot harder than letting DeAndre Ayton just go up there and touch a ball and knock it in. But that was very poor. And clearly the Clippers had no idea that you can throw the ball up in the rim and there's no offensive goaltending, because 10 of them went like waving their middle finger like, oh, that's goaltending. Like, well, no, it's not. You just lost, and you probably lost the series on that play alone.
But we've seen losses like this where, do you think it's more devastating when you lose like that, or if you get blown out by a 35 points to try to rebound if you're the Clippers?
I think I don't know. That's tough. I think I'd rather lose like that. At least I had a shot to win the game instead I got my butt kicked, right? I mean, they should have won the game. Paul George misses 2 free throws. I mean, he's a mid 80% free throw shooter. If he makes them both, they more than likely win the game. So I'd rather say that, well, hey, guys, we did enough to win this game. You're not going to tell your team, well, because Paul missed 2 free throws, but they did enough to win. But the problem is that you say, if Chris Paul comes back, this is a far better Phoenix Suns team now with him. And Kawhi Leonard doesn't seem to be coming through that door.
Now, you played for both Milwaukee and Atlanta, right?
I did.
Yeah.
Somebody came up to me last night and said that.
Oh, they
I
did?
was like, really?
96-97, you guys lost to the Bulls, didn't you?
We did. We beat them in game 1 and celebrated like we won the championship. And Jordan saw us in the tunnel from that way. He goes, okay, that'll be that. 4 straight. See you in the funnies.
Hey, it's great to talk to you. And do you have game 2?
Yeah, I got them all.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
How was the atmosphere last night?
A lot of murmurs, until they got up. They were up 7 with 4 minutes to go. And then I think they felt like they had it and then crashing down. I'll tell you what, Milwaukee does not play very intelligent basketball at times. Shot selection. Clint Capella got an offensive rebound with, 30 seconds ago, they were down 1. How do you not foul Clint Capella? 3 guys are around him, and they let him lay the ball in. That just can't happen. I mean, stuff like that, you gotta know that. That's not Mike Budenholzer. That's those guys having a recognition of, he's a 44% free throw shooter. I'm not letting him lay it in to take the lead inside a minute of the game. And
also, you were in the NBA for such a long period of time. You could see where young teams, they don't know that they're not supposed to, win these games. Like Atlanta feels like we don't know better. We're just out here playing. Nate McMillan's done whatever Nate has done. He's done a wonderful job with this Hawks team because they're emboldened. Like you're winning road playoff games, 3 consecutive. They're not afraid of anybody here.
Yeah. 6 road wins, 6-2, 3 game 1s on the road, a game 7 on the road. It's impressive. I don't know what exactly he's doing. I think he's been great for Trae Young. It seemed like this is the first time Trae Young has ever been coached, as he got that job early in the season where Trae took a 35-footer that wasn't on the drawing board, and Nate McMillan called him over and screamed at him. He's done great for him. But this team has just got some moxie. They're tough. And my son texted me last night, my oldest, and I rarely agree with him, but he said, don't think we can keep making excuses as to why the Hawks win. They're just good. And I tend to agree that I'm a believer. They're pretty good. They're doing it out with Bogdanovich. Guys, essentially, he's hurting their team, by the way, right? He's hurt. He's doing nothing, and they're still getting it done. I mean, it's quite a run. And Phoenix at the same time, right? You win 19 games 2 years ago. You don't go into the playoffs for the first time in 10 years and go to the finals and potentially win. I mean, it's an amazing run by both of these squads.
Great to talk to you, bud. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, bud.
That's John Barry, ESPN radio analyst. He'll be on the call, Eastern Conference Finals, Hawks, and the Bucks.